Before I open the door, I'd like you all to meet your brand new security system, the Protector 101 series robot. 1 week from tonight, at closing, Protectors will begin their patrol of the mall.
Atari VCS games on the television. This must be the bargain of the year. There's an amazing parade of arcade quality games for this console, just right for those of you who love playing classics. 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 For those of you
Hello, hello, hello. It's April. Wrap up for Movie Dumpster. What's up, everybody?
What is going on? We're here in the second day of May. The pollen's coming down Jersey.
Holy
The sun's
shit.
beating down. I think it is everywhere else. Holy cow. It feels
We
like
had the
summer
fucking
finally,
windows
guys.
open, and we are covered in this shit. It's all over. Rolling in it. Took like 3 Claritin.
We're already at the hundreds over here in Vegas. It took 2 days to get there.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, welcome back, Connor. Not to be confused with welcome back, Cotter. I know that sounds very similar, but,
Oh,
he's back.
my nephew, Bodie, says, where's Uncle Joey? Well, here he is. What's up, buddy? Don't
There
listen
you
to
go.
anything I'm saying because
adorable.
I have a very dirty mouth. Just put
At
it
least
on
the
mute.
man's honest. We got Twilock is my homie in here, asking what's up, dumpster baddies. Who else we got in here? We got Surge is in here. Afron
Arfin,
Jones,
what's up, bud?
hello. Norm, how you doing? Norman Mata. We got a
We're
crew
all
in here.
hanging
Julie's
out.
in here.
This is nice.
I could never let my kids hear this show because my sister would fly up here just to kick my ass.
Oh, well.
Well, that's your own fault then.
So what? So you want to give like people a little bit of time to get in here? Norman, yeah.
Good Norman. Yeah, there you go. He's working with Kaminsky, our new patron Kaminsky.
Hi,
His username's
I'm
Zagnot Lover.
Kaminsky, and this is my new patronage. I give you dirty rappers on their ground.
Just
Man.
mails us a candy bar once a month.
I don't necessarily want to like recover old material, but like if we ever came back to Upworld or a gnome named Norm, as we lovingly called it, we could do that as a commentary track, maybe, or a watch along, because I would love to revisit
it's
that
not a-
piece of
it's-
shit.
Okay, whatever. Subjective, but I love that flick, so I would love to do a commentary or a watch along for sure, just to hang out. Maybe like a Dog Days of Summer watch along. That'd be nice. What's up, Mike? What's up, Ken? How you guys doing? Yeah.
We got Sarah in here. We got everybody's in here.
Oh.
We got Tony in here. Tony from Hack the Movies, our good friend. He says he'll be popping in and out randomly.
He's very
famous, and he's blessing us all with his appearance.
sir. Oh, please let me kiss your ring.
I've kissed it many times. I'll be the first to got down on both knees. Don't want to embarrass
You
Tony
took the
too
blood
much,
oath?
but
The Hack the Movies blood oath? Yeah, that's how we get you. Yeah.
Name on the dotted line. And yeah, sorry, Norman. I know you're not good, Norman. But hey, Norm's pretty cool. He has those knuckle dusters.
He sure does.
Can
He's
punch
got the
through
fucking
ground
lumen,
and
dude. He's
shit.
got the power of the sun in his hand. It's amazing.
And you're right, Tony. You're right. Important, famous, and important. Important is key. Yes. So this past month, it was our first official event month
For the new year, yeah.
full blown.
Super.
You want to lay that name on us again, Joe? You laid it on us every
flubbed
episode.
it like twice. I've been pretty good about it. Super Kombat Fighter Double a Dumpster. See, I fucked it up already. Super Kombat Fighter Double Dumpster Edition Turbo. That was the name of it. Yeah.
It's just long enough to be able to get it out a few times, and that's
You
about
can't
it.
think about it too much, you know.
We love to leave that turbo off the end. I did it in the video today. I think we forgot it on a couple of the episodes. But hey, if you see the graphic and if you played the games, it gets a
I
little
think the
hard.
first
after a
time that I
while.
said it was when we recorded with Hunter for the Double Dragon, and I totally forgot to say turbo. But it was also like 12 at night when we did that recording.
That was the latest recording I think we've done in
Yeah.
about 2 or 3 years. That was, thank you, Hunter, for letting that happen, because that was a great episode.
Yeah, his job has him at weird hours, and sometimes they're like, "Hey, guess what? You have surprise overtime
yeah.
all week."
Yeah. But yeah, I guess with that said, you guys
Yeah,
want to
sure.
just kind of get into this, start talking
Yeah.
about the event month, starting with that Double Dragon, the movie based on the what was it?
Based on the video game,
cartoon,
yeah.
based on the video game. So stupid, right?
That's too
I
many
don't know.
filters.
Like, it didn't age as well as I thought it would. And what I mean by that is, like, I didn't have super high nostalgia for it, but I expected to have a good time when we watched it. And it was just kind of like, all right, like, it was fun for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, okay, let's fucking get on with it now. I'm still pissed off that Robert Patrick never turns into the actual, what is it, Shadow Master? Yeah.
Shadow, yeah. He has that weird form at the end where he splits in
doesn't-
two, which really doesn't matter because they
count.
kick his ass.
Kogashuko. I want to be him for... I'm going to be him for Halloween.
That was his... Oh my god, that would be something else. What did he change his name from, like, something real basic, like something like definition of a white man, like Vincent something or other, to
it was such
Kogashuko.
like a Joe Jewish kind of name, right? What was it?
Well, he's never gonna watch. That's like my uncle. He had a really Jewish name. I actually don't even know what it is, to be perfectly honest. He changed it before I was born, but now he's Stone. Last
Stone
name
Cold?
Stone.
He's hanging out with Brian Bosworth?
He's not that. Well, I was gonna say he's not that cool, but he's not even that cool. We'll leave it at that. I don't know who's watching. Where was it going with it? Yeah, Double Dragon. Connor, you weren't able to make that episode, but did you get a chance to go back and watch it? Did you make time?
I've been sporadically listening to the episode on and off, just when I have time and I'm not like just dealing with lots of shit. I haven't watched the movie yet either, but I kind of want to make sure I get the podcast listened to and then the movie kind of within a very small time frame, so it's also fresh.
Well, it's we're into May now. You got some catching up to do.
Like
it's been
no, for sure.
trying
Hey,
months.
I hear you, man. If anybody knows, it's me for sure. I get it.
What can we really say? I guess we'll start taking questions in the chat if anybody's got any searing Double Dragon
You just
comments or
need to
questions.
know about Double Dragon.
Yeah, I want to hear blazing hot Double Dragon takes.
I want to hear about that guy, a Bobo. What did Joe call him? A
Vesiculated nutsack of Bobo. Yeah.
nutsack?
Mm-hmm. That's what he looks like.
Played by our
Henry
friend
Kingy.
Henry Kingy. Scorpion is ready. Scorpio, excuse me.
What did Dusty say?
Sonic Doom. Dusty says, "Can someone tell me why I signed up for work on my damn day off at work?" Yeah, I have nothing for you. Been there, man. You take that. Oh, yeah, I'll come in. Why not? I need the money. Ah, fuck. Then you're like kicking your.
I
own
also
ass.
hate myself. Sure, I'll come in.
CJ, was the real Double Dragon love? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
It was very loving. You know, there was a lot of love in that movie. A lot of looking at Alyssa
If you
Milano's
define
ass.
love by the amount of shots of Alyssa Milano's ass, and it has a lot of love. Yeah, it does.
I couldn't believe that. We kind of played it up on that episode. If you watch the movie, we definitely played it up for comedy a little bit there. But there's at least, I mean, we said it happened like 5 or 6 times, but like on a rewatch, it's probably like only 3 times. But the fact that it happens that many times is
it's very
whatever. I guess that's comedy.
It's very in your
90s,
face,
right?
Sure is. Fills the whole fucking
have you
screen, dude.
Jeez.
On a scale of 1 to Idle Hands.
Oh,
where does
I
it
would
land?
watch Double Dragon 10 fucking times before I watch Idle Hands again. Oh,
I meant in terms of gratuitous shots of somebody's butt.
Was there a lot of what's her face's butt?
I
in
don't-
that?
Oh, yeah. The camera was like, let's make love to Jessica Alba.
Well,
It'll be gross.
I honestly don't remember at all, to be honest. This is fresher in my mind. And we make a big deal out of it that it stuck with me. I don't remember the other asses we've had to sit
The
through.
last
for better
time that I
words.
watched Idle Hands was 3 years ago when we did it on the first season.
Yeah. Maybe we should do an episode of Best Dumpster
Okay.
Butts.
Literal.
I'll sit
Oh,
that
movie
one out.
dumpers. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, movie dumps. There you go.
Do I get to nominate myself?
Hey,
Is that
whip it out.
the thing?
Let's see it.
Sarah
movie
makes a good
dumpster
point
rumps.
though in the comments. Says that Jessica Alba, that booty too small. No thanks. I
Have to agree with
tend to
that.
agree
Yeah.
in this hypothetical.
I'm like Dolomite, dude.
Let's see.
Want a big giant ass. What an ass.
What an ass! What an ass! Serge is saying, could you milk Bobo's shoulders? Yeah, what are you gonna like? What are they, boobs too?
I
Or
think
the,
if you
what are
just
we
grab a
talking about
Bobo
now?
by the neck and choke him, he'll eventually just like ejaculate out of his mouth because he's got big blue balls. You know, he's the vesiculated nutsack.
Movie Dump Trucks is fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
I
for
feel
that
like
one, Corey
I feel
Pace.
like a child would look that up and be like, "I want to watch Dump Trucks," and then they'll be like, "Oh, that's a bunch of asses."
Yeah, Dusty's asking, I guess, referring to this whole Bobo situation. Is he pre-Cumdar? Well, we haven't milked him yet, I don't think, so we're not sure.
Possibly. I mean, yeah. Are you?
I know he's not the origin Cumdar. He's not. If you want the origins, there is an MDU Monday
Yeah.
from last year, which, just as a quick aside, we might be bringing that back at some point this year
Sure.
in a different format. But we'll come back to that when we have more to say. But the original origin of Cumdar, I don't remember what episode it might have been. It might even have been the one we did with Rudy Real for Shakes the Clown or somewhere in that
it is.
pocket.
No. It wasn't.
But
It wasn't Cumdar. It was Corpse
was,
Fucker's
okay.
origins was on Rudy on Shakes the Clown.
I was pretty Stereo
Which?
3, actually, which was
Yeah,
the
that
time.
was-
But Rudy
No,
was not on.
But we did that with Rudy. But I'm saying Corpse Fucker as a child was in Shakes the Clown at the end. Yeah.
Right. But Cumdar, the quick.
Cumdar
just
was
to answer that
Valentine.
before I lose the thought.
I'm glad our own
Valentine,
continuity is as
yeah.
convoluted as any comic
We
book
keep
industry.
rewriting it.
Well, eventually, I
Yeah.
have a plan, even though this is going to take me forever when I sit down to do it, is to sit down and just take notes through each episode. But, I haven't gotten around to it yet. Anyway, Cumdar Origins. Yes, in the Valentine episode. He went to college with Corpse
And
Fucker.
P-Head.
That's how they met. And they were just... And P-Head, and they are just friends since then. They're playing cards like the old APA from the WWE, Bradshaw, and Ron Simmons. And that's...
Just one more
That's the
note
gist
on the
of it.
Cumdar. I love the idea of pre-Cumdar.
like before you
Yeah.
go in the
Wow, the layer of that joke
I'm
is
ashamed.
Was he formed in a female, well, not a female, a male version of the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein
Oh.
that CB Smith reviewed last year, where they have the fucking the seminal fluid, the female seminal fluid is where he makes the bride, but this is what
Yes.
Cumdar got in. He comes in
It's
with
very
male seminal
possible.
fluid.
That's like that's like the Dora rat of King Ghidorah. Like, that's the equivalent in the timeline.
it's
Yeah.
his Lazarus pool, his Cumzarus
His
pool,
pre-cum pool. Yeah.
or something. I don't know. Yeah,
Jesus.
pre-cum, exactly. It's all pre-cum. It's not the real stuff. It's not the white stuff. He saves that for
Oh
Walter
yeah,
Peck to
dude.
get covered in.
Lather him up.
So we haven't lost anybody yet. I guess you are fans.
What are these guys? I came
if
for
you
the
know what we're
movie
talking
dumps to wrap up. They're
about.
talking about
Yeah,
cum. What?
Ken Smith had a question about, I guess, the cartoon. I'm assuming he's
okay,
referring
go
to Double
for it, yeah.
Dragon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said you guys brought it up in the episode. I can't. That's,
He had asked if we revisited it. I did see
Yeah.
that. I have not. I definitely remember watching it as a kid when it actually was on TV, but I have not watched it since then. I can't even say I looked up a YouTube clip ever, to be perfectly honest.
I forgot
I think
it
I mentioned
existed.
I had like the toys on that episode or what have you, but I don't. Jeez, man, I who could fucking know? I haven't seen it in forever. It is on. I believe it's on either Tubi or Prime. One of those. Well, yeah.
Tubi's got everything, man. It's got to be on there somewhere.
Oh,
I did look up some pictures after the fact just to see, just make sure what I was remembering
Sure.
was the actual same show, and it definitely was. And the Shadow Master looks fucking
yeah.
cool in
And just
that.
to put
actually,
a point on it, I have no idea. Go check it out. About the cartoon.
Yeah.
I know
fair.
that they have like armor. I mean, we talked about it in the episode that they have like armor on and shit. And they have like a dragon tattoo on their chest and shit.
Oh, wait a second. Wow, that
Yeah.
suddenly came flooding back to me.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Now I remember it. Yep. In my head, I was conflating it with Ronin Warriors, and I was like, wait a minute, no, that's
Right.
Tulpa, and that's him over here. That's Shadow Master.
It's kind of the same, sort of the same thing, maybe. But yeah,
So yeah, that was a lot of fun to do, even though I did not end up liking the movie. Excuse me. Because Joe, you had that on the docket for a couple of years, and we kept pushing it off because you wanted to cover it, and then we finally had the perfect excuse to tackle
I
it.
can't remember how it had come up. But I mean, we've shared it with you guys before. Like, we have like a big running list of shit that, whenever we think of it, like it pops in our head, we write it down, and then, we kind of go through it and say, okay, well, what makes the most sense to do for us? And yeah, Double Dragon's been on there for a while because we've been kicking around the idea of doing the video game month, and we kind of fucking pulled the trigger on it this year, and executed it pretty well, in my opinion.
Yeah, we definitely came up to the wire at the end there, but if you think about all the stuff we put out, I mean, we hope you liked everything as we're kind of going through it.
Go ahead.
But we, I was just saying, we did the 3 main episodes. We did Book to the Movie. We did that Ripe review. So we were popping shit off this month,
and
like
as
one
of
after
this
another.
Live show, the Doom commentary is not up yet. It will be up this week, very early. Whether it's tomorrow or Tuesday, it will be up soon. For you patrons, so keep an eye out. And if you're not a patron, maybe you should go sign up for it. What do you say?
Yeah. We got something on there right now that we might talk about today. We might not. That I threw up for all tiers. A little preview of something we got cooking. And $5 or $10 tier for those commentaries and to find out when we're doing these watch-alongs. Which this you want to talk about that now, or you want to wait till we get to it? You want to talk about the watch-along briefly? Future Cops that we did this year?
Yeah, I guess we can talk about it now. We did it after Mortal Kombat dropped, or...
we did. You want to go in order? Okay, we'll come back around to that bad boy.
55. Yo, guys, finally made it into the live stream. What is up? How are you? How are you doing?
What is going on? He says, love the content, and we love every episode. Finally about a quarter into season 3 and ready for that Patreon content. Need that pin in my life already.
You got to ask and ye shall get.
Yes, patreon.com/
You had to think about it for a second.
And if you did, if you did sign up, we should be getting to you soon. We usually do those in batches. So if you didn't get your stuff yet and you did sign up in the last week or whatever, it's coming soon.
We all work full-time jobs, and we do as much as we possibly can without going insane. So you will get your stuff, we promise, and ask around. Everybody that's gotten stuff from us is very happy with what they get. And we try to make it special for each and every one of you. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And what else was in? I guess let's talk about a little Mortal Kombat. We can kind of jump into the 1995. Excuse me.
Man.
Still the reigning champion of video game movies.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. And it was. It's totally for me. And I know, and Connor agrees. That it's still the fucking best video game movie, yeah, for sure.
I think, and we'll get to the new one, I'm sure, shortly. But I think the flaws in the new one kind of retroactively enhance the '95 version because you appreciate parts of it. You're like, wow, this movie has so much fucking energy and character to it, and it has personality. Even if not all of it works all the time, there's still something going on, and like there's just. I don't know. It has energy that's constant throughout the entire film, and like the new one drops out in the middle and then just brings you back at the end.
Makes me want to watch Annihilation a little bit, to be honest.
I don't know about that.
No,
just a little bit. Yeah, kind of.
Man.
I'm not gonna lie.
The original though, like the '95 version, I think like it nails that gap between making a movie and keeping it still video gamey. And I think like the levity of the film, while it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's not as goofy as like Street Fighter, right? I
mean, Lambert hamming it up like a motherfucker,
sure,
but generally
like,
speaking,
everybody's chewing scenery in Street Fighter. You know what I mean?
Is Cole Young as bad as I hear?
Well, we'll talk about it in a few minutes, but check out that review.
Wherever you get your MovieDumpsterPodcast.com.
I guess just real quick, since you asked, I think the consensus on this show, and that's from 3 people with 3 different opinions on the movie, I think we can all agree that he sucks.
Yeah. But, I mean...
I will break it down for you as soon as we approach that topic.
No spoilers. We won't do spoilers. But yeah, and as always... Yeah. Be your own judge. This is just a bunch of 3 knuckleheads telling you what they think, right?
But to your point, yeah, Mortal Kombat out of the ones we did for this month, definitely my favorite out of the group. But I still think maybe this is a hot take again, not on this show, but off this show, that Super Mario Brothers is the better video game movie. And I guess maybe it takes nothing from the game really and executes on it well, but I just really like that movie.
Well, I think it stands the test of time because it's got a similar quality to it, where it has bizarre energy, but it has energy and character to it. Where it's like, what if Mario was Mad Max and also Judge Dredd?
There was a lot of stuff in that movie too that we kept just since I brought it up and you mentioned that. In Double Dragon, we kept thinking about, Joe brought it up a few times, how it's like the environment, like this cyberpunk whatever that they're in. It was very reminiscent of Mario Brothers.
It was very reminiscent of Mario Brothers. And you know what else is funny? It's New Angeles, right? In that movie?
Yes, yes.
Did you guys make the connection? Because we didn't make it on the episode, but I just realized it today, like literally this morning, that the beginning of Frankenstein Unbound takes place in New Angeles.
I know. I meant to bring that up. I forgot.
Right over my head. But
it was
look,
in
we're
my
retroactively
notes.
taking care of it, so we're good. So it's part of the MDU.
Yeah. I think we might have said Hurt was involved with it in some capacity, so we subconsciously did it.
Kevin Feige's just like marionetting us like the whole time, just kind of.
Well, no, it ain't Kevin Feige, man. It's what's his face, John. What was that name? The combined, the composite Superman, John Hughes Buchanan. Is that
John Hughes Buchanan, yeah.
And then I think
the two of them fucking formed together. They got us like fucking
we totally
puppets.
forgot about what's his face, the guy from Mannequin and Double Toil and Trouble.
Oh,
Meshock Taylor. He was the Doctor for a little bit.
Meshock Taylor.
Remember, he was in the trunk.
He was going to be the second Doctor. But Hurt, he doesn't like to share, who knows whatever happened to him. He either is just walking around that Pokemon farm enjoying life, or he's out of the picture. It's one or the other. You decide at home.
Dusty says he watched the 95 with his wife, and then they watched Annihilation. And then she told him to turn it off because they took out Johnny Cage, or they had Johnny Cage died and had a different Raiden.
Well, one, you married a good one. You married a keeper. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
And two, if you're gonna quit the movie, that's where you should quit, because everything after that, it's like just getting punched repeatedly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not a great movie at all.
Thank you, Ken, for bringing up Mr. Lambert. I hope you enjoyed it.
Man, we could talk about this for a while. I mean, the only part, if you listen to that episode, we kind of went deep into that. That was almost a 3-hour episode between talking about the video games and breaking down the movie. But we the only major black eye, I guess, of that film is the reptile CGI. Everything else, I wasn't personally, some of that CGI just doesn't hold up at all for me, but the reptile is the one that's just like...
I mean, you can rip it, but the one thing you can't rip are those fucking choreography. All the martial arts choreography is so on point, and that was my big problem. Well, I guess we could just roll into... Okay, you guys want to roll into the Ripe review? And then we'll talk about Street Fighter?
Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense.
I was going to add to those fights real quick. I saw an interview with Lyndon Ashby recently. It's him and Robin Shue. And he revealed that in that fight scene with Scorpion, that actor kicked him square in the kidneys while he's leaning over that railing, and he was in agony for 3 days.
Sean
he just
bring
started
that up?
puking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned that at the episode. Bring it up in the episode. He kicks him in the liver, and then he was pissing blood.
Yeah, and he was like...
The whole thing was Robin Shue talked him out of getting a stunt double. He was like, "Nah, do it yourself. It'll look better." And then he gets
he's not wrong,
fucking liver.
But,
But Robin Shue is like a trained martial artist. I don't know if Lyndon Ashby is, but in comparison, apparently not.
But if anybody's got any more Mortal Kombat stuff they want to talk about before we roll into Mortal Kombat 2021 on our Ripe Reviews, our new review show. We've done, Godzilla vs. Kong, and now we did Mortal Kombat, so we got 2 in the pocket for you. Expect some cool stuff coming up this month with that, but we'll get to that later. The Ripe Review.
This
shorter
was,
shorter content type thing we've been trying the last couple months. If you heard either one of them, they're about closer to about an hour, a little shorter. I
We're
think even
trying to
that
keep it
Kong one
shorter, but
was.
sometimes, there's a lot to say.
There's a lot to say sometimes.
yeah, this was one of my favorite things we've ever done, mostly because I felt a tremendous amount of release from doing that. It was very fun, and I kind of needed it. But I just like talking about Mortal Kombat too, so
Well,
I'll
sure,
look for any
yeah.
excuse to do so.
I just wish we could have all been on the same page because spoilers, I did not like it. I didn't like it at all. I mean, there's certain things I talk about in the review, and again, we'll keep spoilers really light on this. Like the fatalities,
Yeah.
I think were pretty fucking cool. The set design actually was pretty good for the most part. Granted, there's one really bad shot in Outward where they show this Goro statue in the distance. That's like Dungeons and Dragons level blue screen effect. It looks so fucking bad. I'm like, you guys, you basically could have put this out whenever people would have gone and seen it. You couldn't take like an extra month to really nail this down.
And they delayed it 3 times.
They couldn't have taken the extra
Yeah.
time to make the movie actually good. I mean, that would have been something too. My two big things with the movie are Cole's story arc and what they do with it, and the choreography is just not up to snuff. If I'm watching that 95 movie and going, holy shit, this fucking rules, like the Scorpion and Reptile fights especially are just like amazing. They hold up so well.
Yeah.
And I couldn't fucking tell you, maybe a couple Sub-Zero things, Joe Taslim being a fucking badass, and maybe the beginning with I don't know the actor's name, but he plays Hasashi Hanzo in the beginning, and Scorpion of course at the end.
Yeah, Hiroyuki. God damn it.
Yes.
Sonata is his
Yes,
last name.
yes.
I don't want to butcher his first name.
Hiroyuki
There you go.
Sanada, I think.
There
he
we
had
go.
it.
Joe Taslim, I went back and kind of just I rewatched a little bit of it. I watched the Sub-Zero stuff on like YouTube. Joe Taslim's doing so much acting with his face that I can't not just say he's
Sure.
the best thing about
Yeah.
it. He's so fucking cool. And the problem with Cole, without revealing any of the plot around him, is that he's just a fucking loser, and it doesn't make him likable. And he's just he's a schmuck. There's nothing likable about him. And Louis Tan's a good actor and apparently a legit martial artist. But I mean, he gets fuck all to do in this movie, and at some point complains that getting punched hurts.
Heinously
He's an MMA fighter.
underused, all the talent in the movie, and
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you had all of this great martial arts and star power, kind of like you had in the first one, like Robin Shou and everybody who did Francois. I forget his name, and the guy who played Sub-Zero in the second movie, who plays Reptile in the first one, and then the guy who plays Scorpion in the 95 one. They're all amazing martial artists, and you even have that same talent here, but it's just not on display. And is that due to the fact that they were trying to rush it out to put it out as fast as they could? You know what I mean? Or maybe it's just the way it's shot. I don't know.
I think there's just a lot of factors, and obviously some people like this. Like, I even see some people in the chat saying they enjoyed it. I mean, you're
Sure,
allowed
I
to like
loved
it.
it.
I mean, I personally wasn't feeling it. Maybe I just got my expectations too high. I wanted something else from this movie than we actually got. And I don't like the whole concept. I mean, maybe this doesn't bother as many people as it does me, but the idea that you're like, okay, we're going to make this with the anticipation that we're going to do 4 to 5 sequels. So we're just going to leave this carrot at the end that makes you want to see the sequel, which it's like, okay, I get that, but now you're just kind of teasing me out, and I don't really need to be teased out at this point.
Bam, 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 bam,
Yeah, right.
I don't need a lead in to Mortal Kombat. I just want Mortal Kombat. And again, I said on the episode too, I think the biggest mistake you could fucking make is being like, well, this is gonna be a 5-movie story. No, motherfucker, it's gonna be a 1-movie story. See how it does, and then maybe we'll make another one, and then you can save that for later. You know what I mean? But
Real quick, I just
yeah.
want to answer a couple things in the chat. Hello, Richard. Excuse
Kimball.
me, Kimball.
Oh, I wanted to say specifically
doing?
thank you to Retrid, because he's been bombing that YouTube, man. He's been watching every fucking episode.
We got a couple people
So
going
and
through.
whomever else who isn't commenting, I mean, feel free to leave a comment. And, we'll talk to you and stuff. But I just want to say thank you very much for listening on YouTube. Trying to push that a little bit more
Yes, thank you.
in the coming weeks for sure.
Yes, and JSP says after everything they've heard about this movie, they have no inclination to see it. I mean, if you got HBO Max, fuck it. I mean, you got an afternoon or a night to kill a couple hours. I'd say put it on, make your own decision.
Especially if it's
but
free.
I mean, I'll give you another source to pull opinions from. Spoilers, they really didn't like it. I think they liked it less than us, honestly. Is Tony from Hack the Movies. Go over to Hack the Movies and watch their review. Had a little bit of a rental reviews reunion over there with Kieran and Justin Silverman. It's a damn funny video for sure. It's another take, but just a fair warning. They were on. They definitely agreed a lot more with me on that one for sure.
A little bit more ruthless, but everybody's got their own opinions. And again, it's fine. If you like the movie, you're allowed to like it. You know what I mean?
Kieran in there with a killer Kung Pao joke. Just want to say. Check that out over Hack the Movies on YouTube.
Yeah, so...
I mean, what else can we really say? I mean, that, his big gripe with it was that he wished they made Goro more menacing, and I think I even talked about that in the Ripe review. I don't want to say what happens with Goro if you haven't seen it and you care. It's pretty... I can't even really say because it'll give it away, but I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much here. I mean...
But Dusty, after that first movie, your first movie nails it.
The movie establishes that Goro is like the stop. He is the wall that Earthrealm can't get past, and he's like Shang Tsung's like his insurance policy essentially. Like nobody can beat him. He's like, who the fuck's gonna beat a 4-armed dragon man from fucking Outworld?
Nobody.
Yeah,
especially not motherfucking Cole.
Right. Yeah,
Mike McGeely makes a good point. What is rental reviews? No idea, to be honest. I have no idea what that is.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Search for Alien 3 on YouTube, by the way. I was told to tell you that. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 2021. I don't know. Check it out, or listen to a review, or watch Tony's video. One of those options, and preferably, check ours out, please.
Good night, Dusty. Thanks for hanging, dude.
Back to work.
So long, Dusty. But you guys want to talk a little bit about Future Cops? Our little watch along we had with the patrons?
We just got one more comment from Brian. Enjoyed the movie.
Oh, sure,
it was rushed. We agree with that. And the best lines are from Kano. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kano. If they did not have Kano in the movie, it would have really been a turd.
He carries the fucking movie. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and it also makes everything else look much worse when the audience is gravitating towards the sociopathic, racist piece of shit who does nothing redeemable for the entire film.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Future Cops, aka Super School Tyrant watch along, which if you missed it and you're not a Patreon, you can go over to that Patreon page. You can sign up for the Movie Dumpster Patreon, and you can watch it. How about that shit?
Yep. We got all the replays up there. I have it sorted all nice on there. So you just click this little, like at the top of Patreon, it'll actually have categories you can click on, and one of them just says watch-alongs. You can watch the both Godzilla of King of the Monsters and Skull Island, and then we have Future Cops, which we just did. All there, you can watch them, read the chat, see what we had to say. Actually, you might not be able to read the chat, but you can hear us respond to the chat.
Yeah, the chat is not up on the screen for those because that's more like a hangout type of thing, but you can watch the replay of us talking over the movie. There's also commentary tracks on there too.
Yep. For $5 and $10 tiers, and like Joe said, the Doom one should be out soon. But we have Stone Cold was a movie we did last month. My Bloody Valentine 3D.
And of course, The Legend of Gatorface, man.
Yep,
that was a good one. That was the first one.
They shot Gatorface.
Don't spoil it.
Sure did. But Future Cops.
Yeah.
This was a movie that Joe brought to our attention. And, wow, I don't even know what to say. I did not know we were getting into. And then, like, there were many moments over the course of this movie where you're like, wow, this does not age well at all.
I forgot to mention the fact that, like, I had heard about that movie. I believe I heard about that movie through badmovies.org, like, a long time ago. And it wasn't available for the longest time. And then I found it on YouTube, and I was like, okay. And then, we were doing Street Fighter and the video game month. It all just synced up real nice. That synchronicity there. And it was a fucking blast. It was so much fun.
I would love to get that correct, proper translation, though, because outside of the names, I don't think anything was translated properly. We're getting like weird comments about here and there. There's racist and homophobic jokes in there, which again, this is an old Chinese film from what, the 90s?
93.
Maybe that's what they really said. But I would be interested to see a more accurate translation, maybe a Blu-ray release.
Oh, I would love that. And again, I think I mentioned like Error 4444, I think is the name of the company. They just came out and they released, but I mean they do Japanese movies, but maybe they'll do a Chinese movie. But we'll see. Anyway, hard to find ones.
and Serge in the chat here says it was some of the wildest shit he's ever seen.
Oh yeah,
I'll agree with that. And it was
Crab Angel.
A Crab Angel, not Crab Baby. One of the main characters.
I definitely want to make a Crab Angel T-shirt. So
yeah. Joe and myself, we were bullshitting the other day over the phone talking about some potential T-shirt ideas. Don't want to say anything here, but we're finally pulling the trigger on a few ideas behind the scenes. Head over to that Patreon if you want to find out. I'm just kidding. This time I'm actually kidding.
No,
but still, if you
we're
want
not
to,
really kidding.
Nobody's stopping you. I don't know. What do you want? There's not a ton to say. You kind of have to like check the video out. But if you've seen it, you kind of know what we're talking about because it was. I don't even know how to really explain it.
Well, that's why we did it as a watch along because it's one of those things that you just have to see. It was so much more fun hanging out with everyone, just talking about it while it played rather than trying to describe it in like a review because it's like nearly fucking impossible to really convey the wackiness that's in it.
Ken you kind of nails it in a pretty good way. First of all, he says it was wild but damn enjoyable. I'll agree. And he says, "What about Street Fighter meets House Party?" That's pretty accurate. I would say.
Absolutely. And we're getting to.
That's a wild description.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Connor had a technical issue and was not able to make it to that. But did you get a chance to watch it? Because you're missing out if you didn't, man. I'm telling you.
I know. There's a bunch of stuff I have to catch up on. It's just that without getting too into it, I just find it very hard to sit down with some stuff lately. That's the extent of
totally get it, man. I think that would have been a nice escape for you, though.
I'm telling you love it, especially the last like 10 to 15 when it really like it's off the rails the whole movie, but then it just like it rockets in the air like the fucking this is a weird reference, but I've been making it an odd goal to reference One Piece in everything I do just because why not? It's only the third highest selling comic of all time, like it needs more publicity. In Eni's lobby, they have this fucking train, they're in like a government base, and it like rockets off a I don't know, I forgot exactly what I was saying. One Piece Rocket Man, look it up. It was totally off the fucking rails.
Have a good one, Mike. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Yeah, dude. Like, it is just some of the most ridiculous nonsense. I think there was like a stretch of like 2 or 3 minutes, possibly even 5, where we weren't even talking. Like we were just laughing, and our jaw was like on the ground. There was nothing to say. It was just like.
To whet your appetite if you're not a patron or if you haven't seen it, at one point they go into an arcade machine, 2 of the characters, and they're basically like debating whether they're gonna fuck or not in this Mario fucking
They're dressed
land
up like
arcade,
Luigi and Mario.
all these nerds come around the arcade. Yeah. These nerds are watching them as they're starting to strip. It's like, what am I even watching?
Love pills or whatever. I can't even explain it. You have to just see it.
Yeah, wait. There's a character named Chung-Li who puts on the Chung-Li outfit at the end and does a spinning bird kick. Like, you can't make it up.
Somebody mom gets in on it too, and she becomes Chun-Tai. So it's like Chun-Li Player 1 and Chun-Li Player 2 costumes.
My name is Curian credits.
My favorite, though, and then I guess we can kind of move on from this for those that have not seen it, is Uncle Richard, the guy that mom's dating, which I guess he was just a famous comedian that went by that. I was reading after the fact. He's in the Blanca outfit. He's just got like a green fucking t-shirt on. And he keeps turning into like a beach ball or some shit. And they're kicking him around like he's a fucking rubber ball.
You need to fucking
hilarious.
see that, dude.
This is like, it's like someone describing a fucking dream they had while like
That's
with
what it feels
106
like.
fever.
That's what I felt like afterwards. Yeah. Yeah.
Check that the hell out. Again, if you want to watch us, watch it, and it's on Patreon, $5 or $10 tiers. Check that out. But yeah, what's
Street
next?
Fighter.
What do we got next?
Yeah.
Street Fighter. Wow, that was a fucking trip. We got to do that with Kieran from Cinemassacre. Had him come on.
I had not met Kieran before that, and I am so happy to know this man exists.
Kieran,
his life is
He's
a
a great
wonder to
dude.
me. Okay. Yeah. I've never met anyone who loves anything that much. It's kind of awesome.
he's a huge Street Fighter the movie fan. I knew that going into it. Again, mentioning Rental Reviews, which was a show on Cinemassacre, if you're not familiar with it, where they did kind of roundtable discussions about movies in a very loose format, and they'd be in the video store,
Never heard of it.
Cinemassacre video. Yeah, me either. But for those that don't know, I'm explaining a thing that doesn't exist. I mean, it's a bit. It's a bit.
Let's
but-
smack the Hoovies.
Yeah, exactly. See, Connor's making a joke he doesn't even realize he's making that I'll have to tell him about when we get off the air. Anyway, where was I going with that? Street Fighter. Yes, it was fun having Kieran on. It's fun always getting someone on that's that passionate about a movie. It reminds me of my passion for Ghostbusters, just being able to basically quote the entire movie, but it's Street Fighter the movie, a movie that I enjoy, but I think is the general consensus of people that it's just not a great film. So it's kind of extra hilarious that he just adores it.
It's the same thing. Like I hang on to all these films that you guys hate. You know what I mean? And you're like, this movie sucks. I'm like, well, no, maybe, but like, I really enjoy them. You know what I mean? Munchie.
Street Fighter lands for me anyway, because if you take like that really high quality intro to the G.I. Joe movie where there's just fucking lasers and parachutes and ships and humans and the Statue of Liberty and just nonsense happening for 45 seconds, just stretch that into a feature length film and that's what you get.
I mean, it almost feels like
It's a
wants to
cartoon.
be
It's
G.I. Joe
ridiculous.
the movie live action. It might be the it might be the first live action G.I. Joe movie ever made, right?
As far as I'm concerned, it's the only G.I. Joe movie that we've ever made.
We got a suggestion here in the chat. I had to look it up real quick
sure.
to see what he's talking about. Brian is saying we should check out Deadly Prey. It's a dumpster movie. I'm looking at the poster now.
1 second.
Woo! David A. Pryor, directed by Joe's going to get it. I'm sure he owns it.
I'm sure he is, yeah.
Starring Cameron Mitchell, Troy Donahue, and Ted Pryor.
Yep, I know what this is. You said Cameron Mitchell. That's the magic word.
I don't know any of these people.
Yep.
There it is.
There's a fucking sequel, too.
Might have to go on the docket.
You got to remember, I'm in the video dungeon right now. I'm in the vault.
In the vault.
I know Cameron Mitchell from Space Mutiny on Mission Science Theater, except in that he looked like fucking Santa Claus.
Haggerty?
Hey, don't worry about
Although technically we didn't do it yet. It's not necessarily on the docket, but Charnetsky was a fucking Santa Claus in
for
Trancers.
sure. Yeah,
he gets shot.
He's in it for such like a short amount of time though. Like I don't know. Maybe we'll cover it. We talked about covering Trancers, and then we don't want to do the same exact things that everybody else is doing at the same time.
Oh sure, yeah. It's the only other thing I know Peter Schroom's in besides Terminator 2.
That's why we kind of play the episodes close to the chest until the MD guide drops, because we want to be like, oh, we're doing these all at once.
Yeah, it helps us get a clear picture out to you guys and for ourselves, really. But Street Fighter, yeah, I mean, Brian, you're right. It is definitely one of those so bad it's good kind of movies, but again, kind of, I said this in the episode. I don't know if everyone had a chance to listen to it yet, but it reminds me of Mario a little bit in a sense where it's like it barely gets anything right about the movie or from the video game. But I don't know, just for some reason, even though it's like kind of shitty, like it works for the most part.
The entertainment value greatly outweighs how poor of an adaptation it is. Because as far as an adaptation goes, like you couldn't have fucked it up anymore. But just as far as being like engaging and funny and weird and like attention grabbing for a little under 2 hours, it's fantastic.
It's a ton of fun. It's not a it's not a good video game adaptation, but it's fun to fucking watch. But
I mean, it's not like you're taking two drills and trying to like bore out your temples. Like there's some worse stuff out there. Like Tekken, we were looking up Tekken. I don't know if it's any good, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's not. But the funny thing about that is Kerry Tagawa plays fucking Hayachi, so I feel like we need to cover it.
And he looks like him. He's got the fucking hair and the eyebrows and the Fu Manchu.
Yeah. Kerry Tagawa is the final boss of martial arts actors.
Because that is another one. Like, I know we talk about video games on the show, like, not a ton, but often enough. Like, we always are bringing up Umbrella from Resident Evil. Like, it's always fun to tackle the movies that are based on these games because it gives us an excuse to finally, like, explain to people that don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Like, yeah, you know how that thing with the guy because you're getting thrown in a volcano? Yeah, that's what this was from, Tekken. Let's go into that now for 20 minutes before we break down the movie.
There's a King of Fighters movie, too, that has this insane gimmick where the fights happen in like a pocket dimension and you get into it via like a chip in your ear or some shit and like you get challenged over the internet, I think. You put way too many gimmicks on this very gimmicky game with lots of ridiculous characters. It's you needed that.
But okay, I haven't seen it, so what do I really know? But with that said, Connor, it's like basically King of Fighters is essentially Street Fighter but with like a larger roster and a different like team. Like they're basically fighting in streets and shit most of the time. I know they have like stadiums on some of the games, but it's not like some computer program. They should just be in the street fighting. What are you talking about?
No, and I guess it was to like hand wave away why would they have special moves. It's like you don't need. Why are you explaining it? Stop it. Just have them do it. We'll accept it.
They gotta make the actors do all those ridiculous moves from King of Fighters. That just sounds
like
stupid.
Something from the new Mortal Kombat movie, is what it sounds like.
This sounds worse, way worse. Just because I know what that looks like based on, like, I've played a decent amount of King of Fighters. I mean, I've definitely played way more Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, but I know what that looks like in that game. Like, if you think about Street Fighter 3, if you could picture it, well, the way the supers worked in that, where they do the move, like the Kens is burned into my brain, like the triple uppercut, and they'll have like a shadow, like what's the word for it? Like an after image. Yeah, that's like purple or whatever color. It's stylistic. It looks cool. So I'm just picturing that because they do a similar thing in King of Fighters, but like in video format, and that just sounds like it looked like shit.
I don't even think they do that. The fights are pretty like sterile. There's nothing interesting happening, and they're very badly filmed.
Yeah. But getting back to Street Fighter, Ken is 100% right. Raul Julia does make this movie. Jean-Claude, even though he's coked out of his fucking mind, he has a few great scenes. I mean, that speech, he's got a couple great speeches. I mean, the Bison, I'm going to kick this Bison's ass so hard, the next Bison wannabe's going to feel it. Like, that is classic.
For being a coked out mess, he's not like over the top in anything. He looks like he's reading and sounds like he's reading off fucking cue cards off the side.
I was gonna say Raul Julia has to make up for Jean-Claude Van Damme being half asleep the whole time. Like, and he's memorable because like he delivers these lines so fucking lazily. Like I'm going to kick that Bison wallaby's ass so hard.
The next Bison wallaby's gonna feel it.
Like Kieran said on that episode, like they had to go in and ADR all his lines because he was like he sounds just like high pitched and it doesn't sound
Maybe that's
right.
why it sounds like that. Sleepy John.
Well, I was also reading, and we didn't bring this up in the episode because I didn't want to list like every little trivia that I read, but they said they just like sometimes he would like do one take and walk off the set, and that was the take. That's all they had. Other times he would just constantly fuck it up, and it would take them forever to get a scene done. He would interrupt people when they were in the middle of their line, so they have to redo it. Because he was doing $10,000 worth of coke a week, just banging Kylie Minogue in his trailer.
But
he
like
didn't even care about
big,
the movie.
right? Like he was big at the time, but like I don't think he was that big to do shit like that. Like, or he was just an asshole.
I think he was, man. You're coming off of like Bloodsport and all these other.
80s,
he was huge in the 80s, and if this is like early 90s, I feel like he still had clout. Like he hadn't like disappeared from the public eye yet.
Double Impact was around the same time, right?
To reach the point.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, he's
I
reaching
don't
the point where he does
Yeah.
like super gimmicky shit, where it's like now he's a future
Right.
cop. Now there's two of
Or
them.
like
Now it's Dennis
Cyborg
Rodman.
he's in, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shit, I lost my train of
With
thought.
Dolph
that's the
Lundgren.
Third one? Second or third one, isn't it?
What?
One of them.
One of them. We gotta get Dolph
Oh, yeah.
back on
No,
the
for
show,
sure.
by
Well,
the way.
maybe
Just
that'll be
side
the
note.
entrance.
Where
I'm
are
just-
the innocent punished and the guilty get away, or whatever the hell I say.
Man, I'm so tired of crime.
gonna go fight Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm thirsty. I need the radio control car.
Get over here, please.
Dolph Lundgren is Sleepy Scorpion.
Come here.
I guess
From
we
the bowels of hell, looking for you in ways that exact my revenge on you, Sub-Zero.
welcome.
I sound like Assy McGee now. I don't know where.
Tell me why.
We should also probably just shout out our guests specifically. I know we mentioned them, but Hunter Davenport from Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Go check out Phantom Zone podcast. Connor is also host on that podcast, so
There
you
you
get a
go.
2-for-1 special.
Nothing to scream about.
Well, I won't mention it ever again then.
The show's
Don't
great.
go check out the Phantom Zone. Sorry, Arlen. Sorry, Hunter. Sorry, Eric. Go fuck yourselves. Connor said it's nothing special.
No, I said I'm nothing to scream about.
Oh,
Phantom
okay, okay.
Oh, man.
Fair.
I'm proud of my first child. Yeah, we
and
just did Falcon and Winter Soldier recently. We
Nice.
wrapped it up and did a discussion on it. We had Izza on. That's a fantastic show, but we'll listen to that episode.
How is it, by the way? Because he was supposed to join us back in February. Any updates on that? If you want to keep it.
I think things are still a little rough, but everybody's kind of optimistic. He had this incredible groundswell support from a couple of the Facebook communities he's in. Rather inspiring to see, but yeah, it's kind of a testament to just how like lovely he is as a human being. He's so pleasant when you talk to him. He's almost like disarmingly friendly. You're like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Glad
great.
to hear. I just hadn't heard an update in a hot minute.
Yeah.
And then Kieran, he is over on, what was it? KI5ESRN. Pretty much everywhere. Yeah, Twitch. Check out his Twitch. He's been going through Metal Gear lately, Metal Gear Solid. I haven't checked it out lately, but he was telling me at work the other day that he was either starting or had just started Metal Gear Solid 2. And he was saying that was his favorite of the series. So if you want to see someone play through that,
For
check out
sure.
his streams.
I think he just did. His
And he's
past
on
ones
Twitch.
he just did. I think he did Resident Evil and stuff. So
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Resident Evil, by the way, it actually was Lawnmower Man that we did the episode for with the CBC
Yes.
for Book to the Movie. But he has just, if you haven't seen it yet, look up CB Smith on YouTube, Taking a Page. Friend of the show. He's been on a couple episodes. He's been on Child's Play 3 and Orca. And then he also does Book to the Movie with us. So he did an episode on Resident Evil comparing the
S.D. Perry's
Perry?
the Umbrella Conspiracy, which is based off, I believe, the first and second games, maybe. I think it's just one.
I think it's like, isn't it
Or it might
one
be
and
1 and 0,
zero?
It's mostly
it's
one.
mostly one. I think there's some stuff with 0, and don't quote me on this. I want to say she did retroactively write a 0 like later on.
I want to
don't
say
quote
too because they mentioned Chief Irons, I think, in the book. I think that's one of the things that CB was talking about. I could be wrong.
Yeah, at that point
That's
they're
what I
pulling
said.
from 2. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to think 0 didn't come out. Oh, okay, I misheard you. But 0 didn't come out till the GameCube, and those books were written in like the late 90s because I remember reading it at my parents' old house, which means nothing to the audience, but to me means it would have been
Yeah,
the
sure,
90s. Yeah, check that out. But we did Book to the Movie Lawnmower Man, and this Lawnmower Man keeps coming up on this show in some capacity over the years. Whether it's Cybo Man, he made an appearance in a few things already. Mario Brothers, of course, and then he came back in Keenan and Kel 2
Well, that was
Heads
the
Are Better Than
origins
None.
of Cybo Man,
but,
yeah. Chimperachi,
Well, yeah, it's that
which is actually
Chimperachi, but it was
Scapelli.
that-
That's so it all comes back
Scapelli.
together.
Yes, he was de-evolved.
the Devo Ray, and then you just monkey. Still one of my all-time favorite lines, even though it's like just
Fucking
this
great.
throwaway thing.
Every once in a while, Izzo will just message me and go, "Hey, I'm still not watching Lawnmower Man," and that is all he'll say to me.
Yeah, I remember that from the episode. You mentioned that.
Oh man.
He's just like, "Hey, Still not doing it.
Ken
Okay.
Ken Smith.
Yeah, definitely.
Ken Smith
That's
says, "Do you
record.
think Robin Shue stopped on his way to Chris Farley's to bring coke to Jean Claude?" You know what I think? I think Jean Claude gave Farley the coke. That's what I think. It's possible.
Yeah, I told that
Yeah.
joke on the episode. Not that I go out of my way to make very dark jokes, but hey, if they're lined up,
Yeah,
I
but the
knock 'em
point
down.
was, Liu Kang leaves the Temple of Light to go tend to Chris Farley in America, and that's why Chan dies.
Well, okay, so right, but I forget if I ever said this on an episode, but I was talking to the guys because I actually ended up after we put that episode out, I
Yeah.
watched Beverly Hills Ninja. I mean, I've seen it a couple years ago, and obviously when it came out, I saw it. But I was like, "Fuck it, this movie's hilarious. Let's put it on." So they actually are in China the whole
Yeah.
time. Like he grows up in China with Chris Farley because he comes in like a
Yeah.
baby, like Moses,
He's
down the
orphaned.
river. And so I was thinking, right? So I was thinking about that. So I'm thinking, if I didn't make the joke in Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, let's just say, it'll make sense later. It doesn't matter. They grow up in the Temple of Light. Farley does his thing. He solves that mystery. Robin Shue helps him. And then he gets sent back to America to keep tabs on Farley. I think
Yeah,
that's
to
what
make
it
sure he doesn't
actually
fucking
is.
die.
Right. Then he finds that. Then he gets the Western Union to come back home. His brother died from Grandpa. And he goes back, and that's when Farley gets left. Maybe John Claude just was hanging out with him the night before and left some for him, left him $10,000
Hello,
worth of
Chris. I have
Speedballs.
all of this coke
And,
in my trailer. What do you say we go do it? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. My brother Gobi he doesn't think that's okay. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just watch.
I'm gonna
we
cut
do it
this
like
line
this.
and snort it so hard that Liu Kang is not going to be able to save you.
I'm not going to feel his face. What
Like,
if
the rest
yeah.
is about the same. He
Oh,
dies when he goes to the Mortal
what
Kombat.
if Chris Farley was on the verge of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and then he closes his eyes and instantly wakes up and he fell right there.
I mean, that's the master, right?
But
That's Liu Kang's master. Yeah.
He's returning the favor in his
There
next
you
life.
go.
He's training Liu Kang.
if we want to make this any darker, the last thing he saw was not a hooker taking his picture. It was John Claude standing there laughing at him as he died.
Your brother's stash is mine.
Yeah. In all seriousness, no.
Yeah, no,
R.I.P.
of
to Chris
course.
Farley really lost him at such a young age. One of my good friend's favorite actors, my friend Chris Cruz. If you're watching, I really used to love Chris Farley. We joke about Jimmy Fallon and Melissa McCarthy just falling down, and a lot of Chris Farley
That's
movies
his
are him just
bread and
falling down.
butter,
But the
dude.
man made a fucking art of it.
The thing
Yeah.
with Farley is that his energy is so chaotic and violent that him falling becomes a traumatizing event for everybody around him. It's just it's a natural disaster. Him rolling down the hill is accompanied by 17 million screams and him just yelling. It's so funny.
Oh,
His hair's all the
Black
place.
Sheep, right? When he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, God, little branch, please."
Yeah, he's an amazing physical
Absolutely.
talent. I love Chris Farley.
I would also love to cover a
Totally.
Farley movie on this show. Maybe it
I-
would be Beverly Hills Ninja, maybe something else. 'Cause we got Chris Rock in there being hilarious
have-
as this bellhop.
We have to
trying
do
to be a
fucking Beverly
ninja.
Hills Ninja. I think we actually had talked about it even before doing Mortal Kombat. So that this kind of solidifies that we have to do it because that story needs to be told.
You gotta
Yes.
those webs all the
yes.
way in the MDU. We gotta.
I will.
really,
I will happily sit through that movie again just for Tarzan Boy, if not anything else.
Oh yeah.
I love that song.
Uh,
Yeah, it's the end when he's riding the fucking tree.
And going back to Lawnmower Man,
Yeah.
Dave, you're right. Cybo Man death scene is
poor
hardcore.
Cybo man.
We don't get that in the book. Yeah, Cybo Man gets it the worst, man. As Smith said in that episode in Book to the Movie, it's a 9 or 10 page
Yeah, something like
short story that they stretched out into this. I'm not sure what the original runtime was, but what was the theatrical or the director's was 2 minutes, 2
I think
hours
it's
and 10 minutes or something
2:15,
like that.
But the movie The Lawnmower Man was based on an other script and they just slapped the fucking name on it. That's basically what happened with the movie and why it's nothing like the short.
Yeah, it was a script called
That
it
there
was a
you
script
go.
called Cyber God. Yeah.
Okay, because CB did mention that on the episode if it was something that we had or
Right.
based on a script or something called that, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I don't really have a ton to say. That book or short story, I should say, was pretty entertaining. I know, Joe, you mentioned it briefly on the actual
Yeah,
episode 2 years
we
back.
covered it a bit.
Um,
Yeah,
but this idea of this satyr, this like pan-like creature, like Philatides in your
Eating-
backyard from
bare
Disney's
ass
Hercules,
naked eating grass.
eating grass.
Um,
I love that you found. I guess I don't know how hard it was to find, but that Lawnmower Man short
Right, well,
movie that Smith brought up.
yeah,
you threw a clip
yeah,
up on
Smith brought it
Instagram.
up and said it was on YouTube, and you can't just find it if you type in the Lawnmower Man. I typed in a few different things and found it, but I mean, it's up there. I think if you just type in Lawnmower Man, it should come up. You'll know it when you see it, trust me. But it's
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's very hard to miss.
but it's just somebody put it up. I don't even know how they got a hold of it, because it says this is some stupid low budget movie from 1987, Lawnmower Man. No, it's not even like put up by anybody who wrote it or directed it. So
Ken, oh my God, poor Ken. Says his girlfriend won't let him watch Lawnmower Man in the house anymore. And he says, "CB, my fellow Smith rocks." Yeah, he does
He's a
rock,
good
doesn't
dude.
he?
One more man outside.
Yeah. Well, you could at least listen to our episode in the house. Maybe put the headphones in, give it a few more listens, get those numbers up. Yeah, it was a lot of fun sitting with CB. I guess we could kind of talk about what we're doing with him next, just briefly,
well, here's the
since we're on
thing.
the topic.
I think we pretty much talked about everything for the month. So why don't we just roll right into what's
Yeah.
coming up, and then we can wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like I said, there was a little teaser
Mhm.
over on the Patreon I put up this morning, so you got a little early. But we're going to be covering at some point this month. Don't have a concrete date on it yet. We still have to schedule a recording with the guy, but we're going to be covering Mortal Kombat Annihilation
To the movie.
book to the movie.
I'm really excited for that one.
I mean, Connor, I prefer if you watch the movie, but if it's really going to be
Oh, no,
those
I'm gonna
two,
watch the-
drills to the head.
I'm gonna watch the movie. I'll just double down on my ibuprofen before I do. Just because it is fun to just point and laugh at. Because like you thought this was fucking good. Also it's fun to watch Rain die twice.
And that's the thing too,
Yeah.
because a lot of these, CB has said before, a lot of these novels based on the movies are actually scripts, like previous scripts that are, or the working script rather, not the shooting script. So that's why it's different from the movie. So I'm interested. He brought that up on the Child's Play 3 episode, especially with that alternate ending and everything in the Child's Play novel. So I'm excited to see that or do that. Talk about it. Yeah.
I want to address someone in the chat real fast. Lawnmower Man 2, I have seen. No one comes back from the original one, and it's a fucking wild ass, like big sci-fi movie.
We probably will cover it eventually. Right now, I don't know if it's on the schedule for this year, but we have some ideas going forward of how to cover stuff. So if not this year, maybe next year we might
Well,
put a pin in that
next
one.
year
It's
is,
definitely got to happen.
next year's technically season 5, and we did talk about Son of Movie Dumpster, or Bride of Movie Dumpster, whatever you want to call it, the sequel year.
Yeah,
The seed of movie dumpster.
Well, yeah, I guess we have talked about it a little on
maybe.
and off the show, and maybe on some of these live shows. We've played with the idea of doing a lot of sequels to stuff we've covered already, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But so look forward to that. We don't have a date or anything. We literally just started talking to him about it. He finished the book already,
It'll be
so
It'll
only
be
a matter of
I don't know
time.
if it'll be up for May, but it'll definitely be between now and June. So for sure, check it out. We got some more talks from the dark side coming up. Sorry, we've been not slacking, but lacking on that, only because schedule conflicts, things like that. So we got a bunch coming for you. We're at least 2 coming in May, maybe 3. We'll see. We have and like Sean said before, we got a commentary track coming up with our good friend Tony from Hack the Movies. Very famous. We're very lucky to be working with such a famous and important,
He's important
figure. So so that'll be a good time. And that'll be available on both of our Patreons, the Movie Dumpster or the Hack the Movies one. So it'll be like a split, wherever you get your commentary tracks or whomever you're signed up for,
I don't know if we're gonna say what the movie is yet because it's coming in conjunction with something coming up. I guess I could maybe say a little bit here. I will be on his show at some point this month. I'll wait till he announces it to really say anything, but it'll make sense at the time. But for now,
keep an
just
eye
be on
out.
the
We
lookout
got
for that.
I guess we can tell you what else we got cooking up though. I mean, the MD guide will be out within the week, but for Mother's Day we're doing Mother's Day TM with Josh Schaefer from Lunch Meat VHS, which was great. We got that one in the can. And then coming up later, at the end of the month, we're doing Son of Dracula with our friend Newt Wallen, who's also on Talking About Tapes with Tony from Hack the Movies. And that one's gonna be wacky because it's an unreleased rock and roll horror movie with fucking Ringo Starr, who's a wizard, or he plays Merlin. John Bonham's in it. Harry Nilsson is the titular son of Dracula. This shit is wacky. It had a soundtrack.
Oh, man. I like Mother's Day. I'm excited that we actually did record that one.
Well, we've been talking about doing Mother's Day since we started, and now we're finally doing Mother's Day for Mother's Day, so that was cool.
And it's awesome to get a guest, especially someone like Josh from Lunch Meat. That is going to be a lot of fun for you guys, and we had a lot of fun recording that one. But the Son of Dracula, holy shit! When you brought this to my attention that Newt was interested in covering this on our show, I was like, a Ringo Starr movie? I've had this fucking stupid joke, this comedy sketch I wanted to record for years about Ringo Starr, and I'll elaborate more on that in the episode. But Joe has an idea of what I'm talking about. We've kind of workshopped it together.
We have
a few times.
I think we were actually going to shoot it at one
Get
point.
ready for...
Yeah.
I think we were, this is going back like probably
ago.
6 or 7 years ago when me and Joe used to work together. Get ready for my bad Ringo Starr impression.
Oh, now I'm excited.
Man.
My only reference for him as an actor is Shining Time Station.
Oh, there's
so
that,
this ought
and
to be interesting.
he's also the Mock Turtle in what was that? The TV Alice in Wonderland, where I believe Sammy Davis is the caterpillar. Yeah,
that was like the 70s.
Ringo's the Mock Turtle in that.
I think I saw that like once ever, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Need to find a picture of that now.
Fucking weird character, But and then
So we got that on the docket.
We don't know.
Go ahead, Jeff.
We will do a watch along, but we're not sure what that is at the moment. So stay tuned. But yeah, there's some good stuff coming up for May. So definitely keep your eyes peeled, your ears open, and follow us on those social medias.
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Got us over on YouTube now. I mean, we've been on YouTube, like Joe said, but now it's kind of been getting updated more regularly. So if you prefer to catch the podcast on YouTube, we're getting there. A Book to the Movie started getting uploaded on there because now we decided to put that on the main feed like we did for Talks from the Dark Side, just because, obviously we love to give the patrons some exclusive content, but we were talking internally, and we thought that, hey, there's a lot of good MDU shit in these, and we want to give CB a little bit more of an outlet to reach more people.
That was the big thing.
And help help the guy out, get some more people to learn who he is, get some more eyeballs on his channel, and learn a little bit more about these movies.
We just thought it was a little unfair to have him put him and Chris behind a paywall, or both Chris's. Well, CB and Chris, I mean. Chris Barr for Talks from the Dark Side. So we have Talks and Book to the Movie in the same, in the main feed that you guys can enjoy. But
we are also, and again, much like the watch along for the month, we don't have anything set in stone, but we might also have a mini-sode at some point. We want to return to that idea. I know a couple people were asking. After we did the Bone Chillers last year for
we're going to try to get more of
those,
and those will absolutely 100% be exclusive to the Patreon, because it's just going to be us. Yep. So you still have your commentary tracks, your watch alongs and stuff. Again, we're putting that Discord together. It's not quite there yet, but it will be. So, soon you will get all the credentials in that Patreon feed for how to get on and how to get in and all that stuff and when it's going down. But yeah, we got, it's looking good this year. So stay with us.
I wanted to address John Scott. First of all, he created a letterbox page for the show and listed every movie we've ever done, where you can find them, and just said he's going to add the letterbox stuff. Like, that's a fucking Herculean effort,
John
so thank you for that.
messaged me with that the other day, and I nearly fell out of my fucking chair. Thank you so much for not only considering it, but the man sat there and cataloged our entirety, every episode we ever covered, put the movies in, put where you can find them, like links to the videos, links to this, links to our website and shit like that. Thank you so much. That was really amazing. And if y'all got Letterboxd, go check out John Scott. I don't know if he wants to drop it in the comments or whatever, or exactly how to look that up on. I don't have Letterboxd, by the way, but I guess you just look it up.
Son of a bitch. There goes that sponsorship right out the window.
But yeah, that's really awesome.
I have a Letterboxd too that I did post on Patreon. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I sound like a moron here, but I was like, oh yeah, let me add a couple lists with all the Movie Dumpster episodes with my personal ratings. And then I was looking at it on a computer one day, and I was like, you can't actually see my ratings, can you? I'm like, I posted about this. I was so confident people could see what I thought. Yeah. I'm like, motherfucker. I have to go back and fix that now that I mention it. Just look me up, Sean O'Rourke. I'm on there somewhere. Or maybe it's my name
backwards. If anybody's in the chat
is
interested, John has just posted the link, so definitely check it out. And I just want to say for Surge, too, man, he is cooking up something super special. I could not believe that either. I don't want to say too much about it now. That's why I didn't bring it up, because it's not officially done and out there yet. But it's fucking cool. And again, beside myself, that, you guys support us the way you do. So thank you so much. It's really awesome.
Yes. Look forward to whatever we're talking about later this summer. It'll make more sense in about a month.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell him thank you now while we're here in person.
Thank you very much, man.
I did too on the air, so it's out there and recognizable. Like, he's been a dynamite of a fucking human being to me personally the last month and change. So yeah, I really appreciate that he's around.
Absolutely. He's been here since the beginning. I feel like he's the first one. He's the first, the OG dumpster dweller to actually reach out to us,
He's way down there
But yeah, and unless you guys have anything you want to talk about, anything else?
One thing, just real quick, since we're talking to our loyalist fans here, if you will, people watching the stream here, I say we, but really I just sat there for 15 minutes and did this. I did make an official subreddit for Movie Dumpster.
There you go.
I'm still kind of blowing it out. It's not technically announced yet, but I figured, hey, if you guys want to go in there and chat about some of the episodes, I'm kind of going through as the YouTube versions get put up and posting the threads. So if you guys want to find a place to chat that's not just on the posts themselves or over on the Facebook or the Patreon, that's the place. It's just reddit.com/r/movie dumpster.
We've joined the cesspool, so jump on in.
Yeah. I'm just kind of, like I said, just updating it as they go to YouTube just to make it a little bit easier. So they won't until we start putting the episodes out on YouTube the same time as our main podcast stream, which we are working towards. So we'll announce when that is a thing. But for now, it'll just be once the YouTube version comes out, I'll post it on there, and then you guys can chat about said episode. So just wanted to let you guys know about that.
Totally.
And Serge, we do have the Discord set up. I just need to do a bunch of things in there and get it going.
Well, there's also video things and putting different applications together and shit like that to make it work. So we still gotta.
And as far as a Facebook as far as a Facebook group goes, honestly, if you just go to our Facebook page, there's a community tab. I don't think we'll really do a Facebook group for there's some reasons behind that I don't necessarily want to go into at the moment, but I just think it makes sense. At least, you guys tell me otherwise, but I think if you go on that community tab, there's a few comments in there. There's Leonardo making fun of me for saying La Llorona wrong.
You just did it again.
And you guys can leave.
La Lorna.
I did it right that time. La Llorona.
La Lorna.
No, that's
no,
wrong.
it's not.
See, now you're going to be.
Nope.
I'm telling you.
La
you're
Lorna.
wrong. I got ripped
La
on hard
Lorna.
saying this wrong. Okay. Well,
No, you're
It's
wrong.
not
I've had
Lelena.
several people that know. La Llorona. It's La Llorona. I'm telling you right now, that's what it is. I've been corrected on this like 6 times. I'm telling you.
Hey,
it
Mark
is.
Arena,
Surge,
all
save
right?
me in the comments. Anyway, go over to the fucking Facebook community if you want. We're not at the moment doing a Facebook group. Is my point. Thank you very much. That's all I had to add.
I love you so much. You know I'm fucking with you, right?
Come
on.
I guess I didn't until this moment. I thought you were serious. I thought you were just like Shirley trying to tell me I didn't know what I was talking about.
God, that was so funny.
I have not had enough of this Pepsi Zero Mango, which I don't even really recommend because it's not bad, but not great either. I just figured, what the hell, never had it before. Pepsi Zero Sugar Mango.
Mango? I don't know about that. Vanilla.
It's a new thing.
Vanilla,
I don't know.
cherry,
why not,
maybe
right?
vanilla orange. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anybody else got anything that they want to talk about? Otherwise, we're gonna wrap this up and let you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. And thank you guys so much or guys, gals, everything in between. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. We always appreciate you guys listening and supporting us and chatting with us. And this is our time that we get to actually talk to you face to face. So it's always a good time. So yeah, keep on the lookout for everything for May, that MD guide. We got good episodes coming out. We got more commentary tracks and watch-alongs and stuff. And
more chances to see me either pronounce or mispronounce things. I guess the verdict's out looking at the chat. I thought I had it right, but now I'm second guessing myself over here. Motherfucker.
Right after this, we're going to announce the winner for this week, and then we got one more Super Kombat Fighter Double Dumpster Edition Turbo giveaway to go, so make sure you get in again to win that last one, because we're going into OT for May.
I was just going to add to that, Joe. You had done the graphic for our patron exclusive T-shirt with Davey the Scaredy Cat DeForn's alternate Player 2 T-shirt with the different colors. Right. That's going to be patron exclusive. You could do any tier 2, 5, or 10. We'll be posting about how you can get that soon, but we will be updating our shop in the next short period, like next week or two, maybe.
Just give us a few weeks.
Yeah.
But I just want to make it clear that if you sign up for the Patreon to get that T-shirt is not free. You will have to pay for it. It's just exclusive to Patreon or patrons, to purchase it.
Yeah, and then the idea is once we get all the prizes out, people that won, then we will most likely the plan is to then sell the Super Kombat Fighter Double Dumpster Edition Turbo T-shirt to the masses that did not win.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that. We'll be announcing that in the next few weeks.
And we're getting the Genesis stuff together. Everything's looking really cool. Can't wait to share it with you guys. And yeah, I guess that's it. So we will catch you the next time we do this. Next month, at the end of next month.
Yes.
So thank you guys for hanging out, and we will catch you later. See ya.